New York is famous for its incredible architecture. But have you ever wondered how it all began? Well, join us as we explore how New York went from looking like this to looking like this through different architectural eras. We begin our journey back in the 1600s and 1700s, where the settlement was first established by the Dutch. As a result, the earliest buildings were simple wooden structures that were brought over from Europe or built right here using local materials. But one of the most notable of these early buildings still standing is Fraunces Tavern, which was built in 1719 and is one of the oldest buildings in Manhattan. It has a beautiful brick facade and served as a gathering place for many notable figures such as George Washington and Alexander Hamilton. Fun fact, it is also considered to be the birthplace of the American Revolution because of a secret meeting that took place in the tavern in 1770. During this time period, the city was still known as New Amsterdam until the English took control of it in 1664. They renamed it New York and continued to build upon the settlement, bringing over more European settlers who would influence the architecture. Unfortunately, very few buildings from this time period are still standing today. But it's important to note that this era laid the foundation for what was to come in terms of style and design. Next, let's fast forward to the 19th century when New York experienced a revival of sorts. During this time period, there was a renewed interest in classical architecture and design, which was heavily influenced by the Greek and Roman styles. This can be seen in buildings like Trinity Church, which was built in 1846 and is a prime example of the Greek Revival style. The church has a stately presence with its white marble facade and elaborate Corinthian columns. Or check out St. Patrick's Cathedral, which was completed in 1879 and is one of the largest churches in the world. Its Gothic Revival style is evident in its pointed arches and intricate stonework. These buildings, along with many others constructed during this time, showcase the revival of traditional styles that were popular in Europe during the Renaissance and neoclassical periods. But New York's architecture didn't stop there. During the mid-1800s, the city saw a surge in industrialization and innovation. This led to new construction methods and materials being used in buildings, such as cast iron. Cast iron architecture became popular in the Soho districts and other parts of the city where it was used to create ornate facades for commercial buildings. These facades featured intricate designs and patterns that were made possible by the use of this new material. The versatility of cast iron allowed architects to experiment with new forms and create buildings that were both functional and visually appealing. Today, these buildings are some of the most iconic and sought-after properties in the city. Their historic significance combined with their unique architectural features make them a reminder of a bygone era in New York's history. The late 19th century and early 20th century was a time of great wealth and prosperity for New York City. This era is known as the Beaux-Arts period, and it was characterized by the construction of grand public buildings and monuments that showcased the city's power and prestige. Grand Central Terminal is a prime example of this style. Built in 1913, it's one of the busiest train stations in the world, and also a designated National Historic Landmark. Its Beaux-Arts design includes a large arched ceiling with intricate detailing and sculptures, as well as a constellation-adorned ceiling in the main waiting room. The New York Public Library is another great example of Beaux-Arts architecture. Completed in 1911, its Beaux-Arts design is evident in its grand facade and ornate interior spaces. The library's Rosemain Reading Room is particularly impressive with its high ceilings, intricate ironwork, and over 1 million books in storage. These buildings, along with many others constructed during this time, are not only visually stunning, but also serve as a reminder of the city's rich history and cultural heritage. Now let's talk about skyscrapers. New York is home to some of the tallest and most iconic skyscrapers in the world, and the story of their construction is fascinating. The Flatiron Building is widely considered to be the first skyscraper in New York, built in 1902. It's a 22-story steel frame building with a distinctive triangular shape. Its innovative design and construction methods allowed for the creation of taller buildings, which would soon become a defining feature of the New York City skyline. The Woolworth Building, completed in 1913, is another early skyscraper that showcases the city's ambition and innovation during this time period. Standing 792 feet tall, it was the tallest building in the world when it was built, and its ornate facade and luxurious amenities made it a status symbol among New York's elite. The popularity of skyscrapers grew rapidly after this, leading to even more iconic structures being built in the following decades. In the 1920s and 30s, New York saw a boom in the construction of skyscrapers in the Art Deco style. This style is characterized by its geometric designs, sleek lines, and use of new materials such as stainless steel and aluminum. The Chrysler Building, completed in 1930, is perhaps the most famous example of Art Deco architecture in New York. Its distinctive tapered design and crown ornaments set it apart from other buildings in the city, and it became a symbol of New York's glamour and sophistication. Another iconic Art Deco skyscraper is the Empire State Building. Completed in 1931, its massive scale and setbacks near the top of the building give it a distinctive profile that's instantly recognizable. In addition to these two buildings, many other skyscrapers were built during this time period, creating a dense and imposing skyline that became a hallmark of New York City. Some of these include Rockefeller Center, which was completed between 1930 and 1939 and is a complex of several buildings, including the famous 30 Rockefeller Plaza. Fast forward to the middle of the 20th century, and we see a departure from the vertical lines and hard angles of the Art Deco movement towards a more modernist style. The Seagram Building, completed in 1958, is considered to be one of the first examples of the international style of architecture in New York. Its simple glass facade and lack of ornamentation represent a break from the past and a move towards a more minimalist aesthetic. The building's design was highly influential and helped to usher in a new era of modern architecture in the city. Another notable building from this time period is the Guggenheim Museum. Completed in 1959, its distinctive circular shape and flowing lines represent a departure from traditional museum architecture, and its design has been widely celebrated for its innovative use of space and form. These buildings, along with others from this era, reflect a growing interest in modernism and a desire to break away from the ornate styles of the past. The late 20th century saw a shift away from modernism towards a more postmodern style. The AT&T building, later known as the Sony Building, completed in 1984, is often cited as an early example of postmodern architecture in New York. Its granite facade and setbacks are reminiscent of older buildings, but its overall form is more fragmented and irregular. The building's design was highly controversial when it was first proposed, but it eventually came to be seen as a landmark in the evolution of postmodern architecture. Following this, New York continued to grow and change, and so did its architecture. In the early 21st century, new towers began to emerge, such as Hearst Tower, completed in 2006. This building seamlessly blends the old and the new with its historic base and modern upper floors. Then One World Trade Center, completed in 2014, stands as a symbol of resilience and hope after the tragic events of September 11th. Its distinctive design and observation deck offer visitors a unique perspective of the city. And finally, the Hudson Yards developments, completed in recent years, represent the latest chapter in New York's architectural history. These developments feature a mix of residential, commercial, and cultural space, and they showcase the city's commitment to innovation and sustainability. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of New York's architectural history. From its colonial beginnings to the modern skyscrapers of today, the city's architecture is a reflection of its immigrant population, innovation, and economic shifts over time. Each era has its own unique style and character, and together they form a skyline that is instantly recognizable around the world. Which era is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. See you next time.